Greetings, here we are again, live here on Google Tube, YouTube, same thing. And we are here to do just some uh, psychic readings. We're just here to help, aren't we? We're just here to see if we can just put a little back into maybe the lot that we've taken over the years, maybe that's what it is. So we've got different things here. We've got these cards here, these fortune-telling cards there. So we can delve into them, examine them further. Got these other gypsy cards as well. These are similar type things. We've got those there. And this is supposed to be like a 1920s version of the same thing. And a Victorian type thing as well. Lanneman, if you're familiar with Lanneman, it's a Lanneman type thing going on. Anything, I always tend to find that anything with gypsy attached to it is Lanneman. Gypsy cards, gypsy oracle cards, anything like that. There always seems to be a Lanneman thing attached to it. So we've got these power animal oracle cards, those Stephen Farmer things. They seem to be okay to make like a dishonest reader out of you, or something. Not in a rush, but certainly something if you just want to grab something quick. Find them handy. And we've also got tarot cards here. My trusted deck there in the wooden box. Well, that's the major arcana. And I've got this, and I've got this, the ones I use all the time, which it's not a traditional deck, it's the Crow's Magic Tarot by Londa Marks, isn't it? And I've got that one there, so in that wooden box. So that's just basically all fine and dandy there. So I'm sort of like drawn to using these tarot there and maybe the Crow's Magic as well, but I'm just tempted to use those. The reason being the 1JJ deck, it's a 1JJ, just the major, the Tarot of Marseille, isn't it? It's the same sort of thing going on there. It's supposed to be just better artwork. Arcana, the pep cards are a bit to be desired, I suppose. So that's that. Usually with the other Crow's Magic, I use these in conjunction, like together with them. Is that the right conjunction, like together with them? Is that the right way? So I thought, yeah, well, we'll try some tarot and fortune cards. So I'll just pop them there, and then they are ready to go. Maybe not particularly in that order, but and that's my glasses case there, so just know where they are. We've got some Xana cards as well. I sometimes do myself a quick psychic test to see how psychic I might be or not. To maybe check my telepathic powers, whatever they are. Although I have been experimenting with telepathy seriously, and you basically, I find is you pray to somebody, a bit like how you pray to God or whatever, and you just pray to them in your mind. You talk to them in your mind and think about them when you talk to them. And I did this and thought about a certain person and spoke to them, and I received like a message within hours of doing this meditation. Maybe it was just pure chance. Maybe that's all it was. Who knows? So that's that. You shouldn't start a sentence with so, although we will do it. Right. I'll just put them there. Maybe at the ready there to go. And so that's what we're going to do. We'll use just to just do tarot this evening. So obviously, there is one thing I wanted to try and do. There was one thing I wanted to try and do. I don't know if it'll work or not. It might not. So it's a 50-50 thing. It should theoretically work. Everything works in theory, doesn't it? Everything bloody works in theory. Let me just paste that and see what happens. What is happening? I don't know. We'll just post it and leave it and just see what happens. If nothing happens, then it's hard luck. So there you go. Right. Hey ho. I'll just leave that there and get out of there again now. So we're back here again. I don't know if there are any people here. There's somebody's left a message there, haven't you? Hello to you there, message leaver there. Info entertainment 999. Hello there, info entertainment. Trust you well. I hope you're entertaining. Can you see me? Can I see you? I can just see your message that you're leaving on the thing there. Yes. Bohemian Sage. That sounds good, doesn't it? Trust you well. Hope you're having. Trust you well. Hope you're having wonderful evening, having fun. Yes, I have. Okay, so you've been very stuck for a while now. Any advice for you there? Concerning it would be greatly appreciated. I don't know what you're stuck in. Are you stuck in some mud, quicksand? If you're drowning, I can throw you a rubber ring. I don't know what you're stuck in, so I can't help. Sorry. We'll leave that till maybe another day or something. You work out basic communication skills or something. Can I please ask? Well, I mean, it's a free country. It's a Chinese-less platform, a Russian-less platform. So I would assume that you are free to ask whatever you want to ask. It's a North Korean-less platform, isn't it? So theoretically, you can ask whatever you want. Not a problem. Right, you're asking. Right, what's this? Will I be able to? This is you asking, of course. Information, entertainment, whatever. Info, entertainment. Will I be able to find my lost socks and a job offer from Canada or New Zealand? Well, Canada, you got Dean Trudeau, and New Zealand, you've got Jacinda Ardern, and they're just as bad, I think. One, I don't know if they're as bad as each other, or one might be worse than the other. But they're both certainly narcissistic control freaks who play the Chinese control game, don't they? And lock people down and freeze your bank account if you don't do as you're told. So if that's what you want, then go for it, you know. What will there be? It's a career type thing, isn't it? I suppose the question is. So we'll try that one then. We'll give that for a kick-off. We'll try that one. So will you find a job offer from Canada or New Zealand? I don't know. Ooh, I think we'll use those others instead. I've just got the tarot out, but I'm going to just leave it uh, just for a bit. I'll get those others out. Those Kipper cards, I like them. Mainly because, well, you know, they're too easy, because they're too easy and you make a dishonest reader out of you like these other ones do. But the easier you can make it, the more sort of free you are to think, I suppose. When I think, of course, you can smell burning rubber, so you'll know what's going on there. Right, we'll use these here. These gypsy type cards. Gypsy cards, of course. As I said before, anything with gypsy attached to cards is usually a Lenormand setup in some form or other. Isn't it? So we just asked for the truth here on behalf of Info Entertainment 999. Well, they got a job there in either Canada or New Zealand. Both as bad. We asked for guidance and insight here in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. Now, with this deck, you pull every third card, don't you? Every third card. You just zoom out. So this is where I can zoom out and not see the text to be having visual impairment. So I can just see what I'm dealing there, so you can see the same thing. So now is the opportunity to call me all the names under the sun, because I can't see it. We'll just deal out three cards. So it's the third card. 1, 2. So the first card is the third one there. This one. Let's just flip it over and just see what's been going on over the past 3 or 4 weeks or so, or maybe just now, maybe. The community. I often relate that or connect that to the garden or the park in the Lenormand again. Bloody Lenormand again, we're off again. And I'm sort of going as though, yeah, it's obviously you're working in the community in some way. Naturally, everybody does, but it's like as if when we're sort of going, like word has got out or something like that, or word's been going round. I'm just looking at all these people here, you know, in the social sort of setting, or just in general when you go out and bump into people, and words going around about you. I mean, I don't know if you're famous. I mean, are you famous or infamous? I don't know. Probably the latter, like me. But I mean, I have no favourites. I hate everybody, so I don't know what your situation is. But either way, we're just sort of getting like it's something's got out there public. It could be even like if it's a public thing, he could be wanting working in like a hospital or a public place, you know, like council offices, or you know, maybe I don't know. At the minute, if you are replying, I can zoom in and just have a look if you are reacting, but I can't see your reactions. So I have to zoom in a bit there. But okay, you got a smiley face. Will I find love soon? Hang on a minute. We're doing somebody else at the minute, so just stand by a minute, please. Hold your horses. I've only got one pair of hands. And of course, it's. I'm looking at that card. Why don't you just look at the top of it there, like the ceiling of that room, or notice that there's a door and other people are still coming in. It's like this people are coming in from the cold. Although there are people there, there are people still through that door. You coming in. I don't know what that is. It's not, maybe that's a door opening and closing for you, so I don't know. But either way, that's been the case just recently and maybe now, where it's just that it's a community thing. Now let's just have a look at what the next one is. I'll just flip the card over again. Nice. We've got adjudication here. I don't know what this says. It's the judge, of course, in the Old Bailey, I think, isn't it? In London, it's based on Victorian type thing going on. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if there's like a legal action or something, or a judgment that's got to be made, but it's more like I always look on judges more like an official thing, like an official judgment or an important decision you've got to make. I suppose moving to a totalitarian Canada or authoritarian New Zealand, as it would be an important decision to make if you're selling your soul to the bloody devil like that. But of course, if there's money there, then obviously you go for the money, don't you? But that's just how it is, isn't it? But either way, the important decision is coming up. It's as if you've got to decide to do it. Yes, we can say or whatever. We can lock onto energies or whatever you want to do. You can do it yourself, but we'll lock onto energies of what's about to happen. But you are the one who has to make the decision. I'm sort of thinking as though you're the judge. You're the one who having to make the judgment. It's you. You've got Jacinda Ardern there and Justin Trudeau there. No, well, it's just a couple getting divorced. I think that's the depiction, isn't it? But you could think, hello, we've got Justin Trudeau there on the left and Jacinda Ardern on the bloody right there, and you, the judge, trying to decide which bloody one you want. You couldn't make this up, could you? Horrible. But sadly, that's what it is. You've got to make the decision whether you want to. Obviously, are you going to go one or the other? That is a decision you've got to make. Sadly, but we can't decide for you. But we know you. But you know that anyway. Let's just see what else is coming up. You've got the main female. I don't know if there's a woman either coming into your life or a woman you already know, or there's a woman in your life already. I don't know what your relationship situation is, but it's something to do with a woman. Like maybe the woman is saying, do you really have to go there? Why can you stop here with me? Or I don't know, she might have relatives in authoritarian New Zealand or totalitarian Canada. Take your pick. We'll go North Korea instead. Then it's just as good. But either way, you've got to decide. But there's this woman coming. In the next, I don't know, about 3 or 4 weeks or so, something like that. I don't know. It could be tomorrow. But it's just as if she's got something to do. When I look at this, I always look at the window, or the windows in these cards, as if okay, there's flowers in the window there, but either way, as if there's something outside. Although she's indoors, there's something out there. She's there in a local environment, but there's something there nevertheless. There's light shining through, just like that door there. Shining through the pub, as it's a pub or something. I don't know what it is, but it's like as if there's that going on. Either way, this woman's got something to do with it. I'm just sort of going, like I say, she say, oh, my mother bloody lives there, or whatever, or she might be trying to say, you're going to leave me for that, are you? Maybe it's a sister. Maybe it's a sister you're leaving behind or something. It could become something simple like that. Leaving your poor old sister behind to hold the fort here to get it ready for when everything goes wrong and you got somewhere to come back to or something. Why am I thinking that? I don't know. It's just something I just said. Moving ace, repent at leisure, engage brain before opening mouth or something. I don't know. It's just something that, hey ho. It's just, I want to just, we'll pull the next third card, I think, and investigate further what happens after that, because we're stuck in a rut now, aren't we? Let's just flip that nice and slowly, not to disturb the energy there. What's this? Oh, the bloody hell, courtship. Obviously, if that woman isn't either, she's his girlfriend, she'll be ditched, I suppose. I don't know. I'm sort of getting sister with it, really, or something. Or it could be your wife, I don't know, or whoever. Or you're just your partner, whatever, assuming whatever. But either way, there's courtship coming very soon, and I'm sort of thinking that might slow you down. Although you've got to make the decision to move, this main woman here, I mean, I must confess, I don't know whether you're male or female, actually. So if you are female, then it's you. If it's not, then it's a woman in your life. So, you know, hey ho. Um, Sorry about that. Hey ho. But either way, there's courtship coming. So it's either with this woman or just with another person there. The courtship when it comes to career, though, however, I am wrong, or I could be wrong. The career, when it comes to career point, the courtship could be just trying something new, which is what you do when you're doing courtship, isn't it? In the sense, just trying a new job or trying a new way of doing something or a new way of doing an old thing or whatever it is. So it could just simply be that you'll be trying something new. It's something you've never done before, but you'll give it a go anyway. And that's sort of getting from that. We'll just do one more, and then we'll just see what happens. Oh, bloody hell! You've got imprisonment. This can obviously be caught in a trap, caught in a rut. Yeah, you go down for murder or something like that. But realistically, or theft or something like that. But laughing and joking apart, there you're just caught. It's a bit like being trapped and confined in a situation. You'll find yourself caught, trapped when you find this courtship or whatever. You end up trapped and unable to go to New Zealand or Canada. So maybe you save yourself all the trouble of having your bank account frozen if you suddenly don't agree what the government's doing. Good for you. So we're going not you might go neither or whichever one you're thinking of going to, but nevertheless the important decision is there. Well, do I go or not? My sister's left behind, or my messes, or whatever it is. And but the courtship there isn't so much just love or anything like that. So I'm sort of going, it is that the career type thing where you're trying something new, but you end up a prisoner and caught up. I don't know for how long though. Uh, you be taken from this place where you shall be hung by your neck till you are dead, or either way, um, you just end up caught and we'll give you 6 months, and then you can come back like Lazarus again as if nothing happened. Either way, I'm just going. You'll be caught. You'll be imprisoned, either imprisoned in a relationship or imprisoned more likely in this new thing that you try, you just can't get out of it. It'll stop you from going to New Zealand because maybe you're in prison. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise, and it stops you being treated like dirt by Justin Trudeau and Jacinda Ardern there, as we can see them both there. You've got to decide either one of them. But laughing and joking, I shouldn't laugh really. It's not funny, is it really? But anyway, you're still free to choose. And if you choose the other, of course, you don't end up in prison, but you will end up imprisoned in some way, caught, trapped and confined in a situation that you find it hard to get out of. That somebody else may have the key. But it's up to you to try and get it off them. You just stick your hand out and say, "Give me that key." But that's for the foreseeable future, and it's like as if, yeah, it's neither. To me, as I'm looking at that now, I mean, I don't know what you were getting, but as I'm looking at it now, it's neither. You're neither going Canada nor New Zealand. You'll be stuck with a new idea or something here. And that woman, I'm not saying I don't like her, but I just it could be you if you are a woman, or it could be your bloody messes holding you back, or it could be just your sister or something like that. Could be anybody, but somebody holding you back, and you try something new, and you end up caught in a rut. Maybe. Well, I was sort of going as though she's there to lure you. If you're a man or a bloody woman, she's there to lure you into a different direction. Although you may find yourself trapped and confined within it, it may be a blessing in disguise because at least you'll have control over your own bank account and you'll be able to disagree with what the government does without your bank account being frozen by some Canadian or New Zealand dictator. Both are part of the Commonwealth. I don't feel proud to be British. Well, I tell you that neither. I think it's a total bloody disgrace, really. But hey ho, we'll leave it maybe for another time. Maybe it doesn't mean you're not going to go. It just means you're not going right now. So maybe you're buying time, or Spirit is buying time by telling you that. Either way, I clear these cards. We'll give the cards a shuffle, a bit like doing the washing up, isn't it? Really, getting ready for the next one. Just get rid of the Info Entertainment 999 energy off it, and we'll get it clean, ready for somebody else to make it dirty. Ugh. I clear these cards. I ask that these cards be made clear. Spirit, I clear these cards. 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 I clear these cards in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And like I say, we've I always do it sort of like 9 times or 3 threes. When we shuffle, I don't know. Is it OCD? I don't know what it is. You tell me what you think. You tell me what you think it is. So there we go. Just take a sip of this coffee that's gone cold. Hey ho. Right, so we'll just see what's there is knocking about there. So I will be stuck here. Yes, probably. Yeah, right. I'm just reading that from God knows whenever you did it on Facebook. It says wrote 10 minutes ago. You've probably got another cup of coffee and had a Valium by now and don't care. But either way, I'll have to joke about that. That's it. So jobs are good as such, not a problem, right? Okay. So what else is going on here? Something to go up the list, as you call it. Right. May I please ask? May I please ask a question? What is D? Sagittarius. True thoughts and feelings towards C. Sagittarius and I, please. What? Hang on. I asked again. Question: what is D Sagittarius' true thoughts towards me? And say that as to it. Let's have a look. So, who's this then? Christina Brandt unknown. Right, okay then. We'll just call you Christina Brandt then, just for the sake of argument, just in case who you are. At least you know you're a female anyway. So if you want to go New Zealand and whatever, you can go with the info there, infomercial there, and he'll put you right. That's the truth on behalf of Christina Brandt concerning this love issue with the looks of it. I just asked for the truth on behalf of the supernatural truth, of course, on behalf of Christina Brandt concerning this love thing, is it D or whatever. We ask for the truth. We ask for guidance and insight in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. Now, why I've shuffled these bloody cards again, I don't know. It's just a me hand. I thought we'll use them. We do every third card, remember. You probably know that by now. So we go 1. Oh, I'm going to do it that way and put the other ones across. 1, 2. It's just how I do it. Oh, bloody hell. You've got great fortune here. Actually, it's just the fortune and the Lanneman thing, isn't it? Same thing. It's as if, either way, just recently, whatever this is about, you've been rather lucky. You've had a stroke of luck. I don't know in what way, but rather very lucky, actually. Maybe that's why there's if it's a choice between two or what the thoughts are about you. What I'm sort of getting at, with you asking about what the thoughts are about you, I'm sort of getting is either just recently or right now, somebody feels very lucky. It's like as if, oh bloody hell, like me say, oh that girl over there, that Christine, she's lovely, Oh hello, all that sort of. And it's like that, and it's like as if, well, bloody hell, she said yes, and it's like as if somebody's out there pleased, what C or D or whoever the bloody hell they are, is rather pleased, whatever he's thinking, he's feeling pleased with himself. For whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe you're a nice person, or maybe you've got what he likes, or whatever. But either way, he's feeling lucky, very lucky indeed. Which does help. If you try and feel lucky, you can sort of encourage it. It's what they say, God helps those who help themselves. And in a sort of way, that's true, isn't it? I try and use the mantra to try and dissolve karma on Mani Padme Hum or something. Usually, I try and use I use prayer wheels here. I sort of, you can spin these things and do. It's just got on Mani Padme Hum written there on the mantra, and it's done on like a scroll of paper, isn't it? That goes round and round and round. It's supposed to follow the sun and all that sort of thing, and then it's supposed to invoke or dissolve karma, as they say. That's the theory. If it actually works in practice, I don't know. But it seems as though, I've sort of feel healed from it or feel better in myself. I've never felt so good for years. So maybe it is that. Maybe it's just the fact that I recently started doing pyramids, and it's that doing it. It's nothing new. I don't know. But certainly somebody's feeling lucky with you anyway. If you've been saying the mantra or not, I don't know. Let's just see what the next card is, because the next card will be the next. The next third card, won't it? So we did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So we pull that's the next card, isn't it? So the next card is what's about to happen next, or maybe what's happening now-ish. Oh bloody hell! You'll be travelling there. I don't know if you can see that. You'll be travelling. You'll be going on a journey somewhere. So it looks as though, yeah, okay, to get to this person, you've got to travel. I mean, it could be anything from the next city or another country. I don't know. I'm sort of going to there is probably distance. There is distance attached to it, but either way, you've got to travel anyway. You'll be finding yourself going somewhere, and you might bump into them then. Oh bloody hell! I've got to go to New Zealand, so I might just go in Auckland. I might just bump into you, that sort of thing. Or I'm going to the next city. I've got to go downtown. I've got to get a loaf of bread from that particular shop, and oh bloody hell! Would you be? Guess who I bloody saw? But it's that sort of thing where it could be just a surprise meeting, or I'm sort of thinking you will be travelling, or you're planning on travelling to maybe see this person. But when the thoughts, what they're thinking, it's hard because I'm not really telepath. Well, I claim not to, but I try and do telepathy. You can hear the voice in your head. I don't know if it's genuine or if they're trying to whatever. But either way, sometimes with telepathy, of course, it works just by feeling. So you can say, "Oh, Christine Brandt, I love you. I love you. I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you." But you don't actually hear me say that. You just suddenly think, "Why do I suddenly feel loved?" Or something like that. Either way, you'll be travelling to wherever it is you're going because of it. Let's just see what the next card is, though. Here. Oh yes, bloody hell. You've got change here, which is usually the stalks, I think, which is moving and relocating. You'll be relocating. So you can move in and live in and then whatever, or Well, I don't know what you can do. Or get married, I don't know what he says. But laughing and joking apart, there is a move coming. Now, it could be this time tomorrow, or it could be next month. I mean, there could be like a week between now and feeling lucky and the travelling, and then another month after, and then it could be the day after the next one. Could be the timing is a bit, not really a bit of an exact science, really. It's just one event after another, so it might all happen tomorrow. But you are moving. There is a move coming. Either way, when, I don't know, but it'll be soon. You know, it won't be anything like, oh bloody hell, I've got to wait a couple of years. I mean, it might do, but it's very unlikely. But there is a move on the way. Once you travel, it's like as if wherever it is you go, you say, oh, that's a nice house. Let's move in that one. Let's buy that together or something, or whatever, or rent it, or whatever it is. And then there is a move coming there. So that's it. Somebody's feeling very lucky, and you'll be travelling. But either way, that's what I'm getting, you know. So let's just check that 1, 2, 3. That's it. So we had I'm just checking this here. 1. We all have problems. Let's see what's coming up next. So we'll just pull out this other one. We'll just flip it again, nice and slowly, not to disturb the energy again. And oh, bloody hell! Notice here we've got sudden wealth. It's a fruit machine, and that usually indicates extreme luck with money or gambling or something. If you want to play the lottery, now's the opportunity. Go buy a ticket or go to the casino. I don't know what it is, but laughing and joking apart, whatever it is, sudden wealth. After this move, you'll be coming into some sudden, you know, like a win or something. But it'll be a windfall. It'll be like a one-off. It won't be sort of, oh bloody hell, you know. I'll never have again and live off the interest, or well, it might be if it's a win, but it's not going to be like a steady income or something like that afterwards. It's just like a windfall type thing. Maybe it's just somebody owes you something, or you've paid too much for something. I don't know, but usually that's just something that's owed you anyway, isn't it? But there is a windfall coming. Just some money. So that might help a bit, pay for all the travelling expenses. I'll pull one more then, just to see what's going on from a love angle, of course. If you're travelling and you're moving, who it is, I don't know, but you'll know who it is. There's a mature male here and an older man. I don't know if you're into older man or if it's just like a father figure or somebody like an uncle or somebody, but he's travelled. He might own property abroad, I don't know, but he's travelled and he's pretty knowledgeable as well, isn't he? So he's lived a bit. Maybe he comes in on the scene after and helps you either sort the sudden lottery win that you come upon. Just remember who told you, or this windfall. He may be able to help you organise it and do something to invest it or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe it is a love partner. Maybe it's the older of those CODs or whatever he is. Maybe it's the older one. And when you come into the money, the older one comes in on the scene, or you're in with the younger and the older one, and you're into older man. I don't know what it is. But I'm just getting this older person coming in. More probably like a mentor or just somebody who's who can help you. Could be just as simple as that, really. But it's an older man. I'm going to pull one more card then. Otherwise, we're going to be bloody here all night, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. We'll just do the 6 then. We'll just see what's going on. We should do 7, shouldn't you? Really? The official person. I don't know what this is. It's often called the officer. It's the same thing where something official. Or it could be a person in uniform, or like somebody from authorities, tax collectors, government people, or just somebody really who takes control of your life. where you lose control, they're in control because they're officials, so they take control of the situation. Either you've lost control or something like that, but somebody takes control after this older man comes and the authorities come in and take control of things. I honestly don't know what that is implying or insinuating. You probably might know these two people or whoever you're thinking, whatever somebody's thinking of you or whoever. That may give you a clue into who it is. You're the reader, actually. I'm only the interpreter. Readings are a bit of a con or a bit of a scam because you're the reader because you know the truth, so you really know what it is, so you're the one really doing the reading. It's just that I'm interpreting what I'm getting from it, and if that locks onto what you're thinking or what the storyline is, you can, it helps you, but nothing is set in stone, is it really, or is it? I don't know. Pull another card. Go on then. I can hear you thinking pull another card, so we'll just pull one more then, just for luck. We'll do number 7 after all. We got the thief there. Shouldn't have done that, should we? Should have quit while we were ahead. The thief there, obviously, it can be, if it's a relationship type thing, it could be somebody stealing your heart, or it could be literally just make sure your doors and windows are locked just a bit more. But this older man coming in and the officials intervening. Why was it again as though they're warning you of somebody who might start stealing or taking from you? Things will start going missing or something, and the police, it might be the police coming and saying, well, your uncle's told you already. I mean, he's helping with this money, but this person you're in with, he's just after the money, And we just thought we'd tell him because he's conned his last. He's just divorced and just sort of conned his wife out of loads of money, or he's just been in on the internet again and posing as somebody or something. I don't know what he says, and you're going to find out you'll fall victim to it because he's blind, and so you will, won't you? Or will you? Or can you see that coming? Will you think he's stealing your heart when he's really after stealing something else? But something will go missing, whatever it is. If it's your heart or your money, that when. I told you should have given it to bloody me beforehand. Hey ho, don't worry, I can look after it for you. But either way, laughing and joking apart, we'll gather everything up. We'll just cast a dark shadow of supernatural truth over these cards for you. Just for now, I've spoken, and we'll just do that, and then just pop them underneath. Liketh soweth, and then I'll just pop them. It's just an OCD thing I've got. Let me just clear. I clear these cards. 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 In the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And we just cut the deck, and that's ready for the next victim. Well, client. You can live in hope. And we'll just pop them in there, I think, just for now, because I just somehow feel we'll just give them a break of it. They can go off for a cup of coffee. Well, I've put the bloody kettle on, I think. So that's that. Well, I'll try. I was going to use tarot, wasn't I? We'll have to use tarot on somebody. We will have to. It can we pick on? We'll have to use tarot on somebody. I think. Let's see which one shall we use. Let's just pop them there so I know where they are. If I don't remember where everything is, I just lose it with my bad eyes and everything. You probably know that anyway. Got these fortune cards. These do sort of like relationship type questions well, don't they? We could probably just fob ourselves off of them. Trying to find the bloody tarot cards where I've just put them down. Them are those animal spirit things. They're here where I left them, I think. Right. Oh no, they aren't. Oh, we'll have a grasp of them in a minute. Let's just go down the list, and so I call it the list of victims. So Christina, yeah, right. We should have we should have quit while we were ahead. Yeah, yeah. Well, somebody agrees with me what I've said anyway. This is really. This is really cheering me up. Thank you. Good. Sorry about that. Well, on that happy note, we'll leave it then. Oh God Almighty, it's bloody murder, isn't it? Right, let's have a look what else we've got down here. Like I say, those ones I've just used, those cards I've just used, I've got those other two versions of it. And then of course, the tarot here. I've got it. Oh, I've found them. They were there all along. I've just put them on top of there, haven't I? Fool. We could use the major arcana for somebody, though. But with the major arcana, some people say, well, you have to be psychic to do that. Because it's the esoteric, it's the major 22, the 22 major cards and the tarot, isn't it? It's not the full 78 cards. But I started on the major arcana. So I'm going to do that then. Now, as I always do with the major arcana, as I always do, and always have, because it's what I read in the book, and I'm always sort of following the rules and everything, as you'd say. I always put them in order first. So I put like the Fool, and then, the Magician, High Priestess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So they're all there. So I always start with putting them all in order. So if I use these, I'll have to see the sit around and just put them back in order again, or we move on to another deck and then I can put them in order after. So let's just see if there's any victim. I mean, any clientele or somebody who needs help. But yeah, we are here to help. I mean, that's the whole idea of it. So I don't know. Shall we go back up the list or something? Oh no, there doesn't seem to be anybody there. So it looks like we've been saved by the bell, or saved by nobody else wanting to bother. So that's handy. We've been going for 47 minutes and 51 seconds so far, with 5 people viewing at the moment. We are popular, aren't we? But that's not the point. It's about the one person who we're doing the reading for, really. It's nothing to do with the person who we're doing the reading for, really. It's nothing to do with the thousands who might be watching later on. So I don't know what we'll do then. Given we've sort of come to a grinding standstill just for now, we'll leave everything here, and maybe go live a bit later on or something, and give it another go. So we'll do 2 shorts instead of 1 long or something. Anyway, I tried to start at midnight because we haven't really got a schedule, have we, at the minute? I mean, I'm no bloody good at sticking to schedules or anything like that. But somebody just said, "Oh, hi, can I ask what's coming towards me next in love?" I didn't notice that one. Jessica D10 whatever. Jessica D04 D04. We'll do Jessica. So there you go. There was somebody waiting in the wings after all. Sorry about that, Jessica, but I've got a visual impairment and even bloody magnification. It's bloody, you can hardly bloody see anything. So we're going to ask then with this Jessica, we're going to see what's going on here. Well, these tarot cards here. It's the first method I ever used and learned. So let's see how we can lock on with us. As for the truth on behalf of Jessica concerning love issues here. We just asked for the truth on behalf of Jessica concerning love issues. We're asking here for the truth, the supernatural truth on behalf of Jessica concerning love. issues. We ask for guidance and insight in the name of right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. And we cut the deck. It's just a small deck because it's just 22 major arcana, isn't it? So we'll commence to deal, as you'd say. Let's just see what the first card is here. The high priestess, the Empress. The Empress, of course, is yes. She's usually. I always think of this particular one in this particular deck. Oh, I mean, she's obviously the moon goddess. I think no, that's the high priestess. She's often depicted as a pregnant woman. Now, this has nothing to do with you being pregnant or anything like that. It's to do, or anybody, not even me. I could just identify as a birthing person, couldn't I, or something stupid? I don't know. Whatever the latest political crazes. But putting identitarian politics aside, because it's stupid, childish, and everybody ought to grow up with it and sod off. The reason she's depicted as pregnant or whatever is because a pregnancy for a woman is a personal achievement, isn't it? It doesn't change the world, but it changes her world. It's like her empire that she's giving to or whatever, and that's why she's depicted as the pregnant woman. No other reason, really. But nevertheless, she represents personal accomplishments. You know, and it's like as if just recently here, as we deal the first card, the recent past is and there's the present, and then the immediate future coming up in the moment. And it's as though yes, you've had some sort of personal achievement. I'm looking at she's holding the scepter, of course. I don't know if that's the control that she's got. If you've recently felt in control because of this achievement, well, thank God I've achieved something. Somebody looked at me and smiled at me, or something, or maybe I've told somebody bugger off. I've been able to just tell them fuck off, and I've had the nerve to actually say, you know, I don't know, but either way, you are. You're rather chuffed with yourself, although maybe somebody might say, well, that's not a major achievement, that won't change the world. You say, yeah, well, it might not do, but it will change my world, you know. It gets rid of them if I've told them to fuck off, or it's or go away politely. Could you kindly fuck off, please? Thank you. I'll be polite about it. Or it could be just the fact that I've actually built up the courage to go to somebody, as you often say, to say to them, how would you like to be buried with my people? Or I would like to be buried with your people, or something. But either way, you've had a bit of balls, and you've had a personal achievement. Maybe you've been on a date and it's gone all right. You know, it's simple as that. It could be something as simple as that. From a love type of angle. Let's see what's going on now, though. We'll just pull out this next card here, and we'll just see what's vibrating here right now. We've got the Chariot, or the Conqueror, as is often the Conquerors in the with a tarot deck. Usually, it's designed on the fact that you have a triangle above a square. The triangle is spirit and the square is matter. So it's like the essence of the card, or the spirit of the card, and giving way to the earthly effect. With the Conqueror, I mean, you're viewing it upside down now, but with the Conqueror, the chariot rides forth on the earth. He's coming towards us, running towards us there. And the effects of whatever the Conqueror does. So it's achievement again, isn't it? It's gone from like personal achievement to just outright conquest. Maybe you've won somebody's heart or something like that. But either way, like I say, I always think of that in spirit. You wear your crown and things like that. I sort of view it there. why I'm viewing the curtains, I don't know. Why I'm thinking of that is, are they something that can be closed if you want them to be closed, but you prefer to have them open? I don't know. But either way, the chariot there riding towards and obviously indicating movement, and you've basically right now you have had an effect on them. Whoever this is, although you don't think it, although you're chuffed with yourself that you've either been able to tell one of them to fuck off or politely, please go away, thank you very much, you old bastard, or how would you? I'd like to be buried with your people, or whatever this achievement is. Getting rid of one and just bringing in another one, maybe it could be just simple as that. But I'm sort of getting like success in a date or something like that. That's what I'm getting with it, pragmatically from that. And it's like as if there's been success. You've had some sort of success in a date, and now the effect of that is just outright conquest. Your chariot now rides, and everybody sees you with them, or you've had an effect on this person, a profound effect on him. Well, I mean, I've been watching her for years, but I just didn't think she'd actually, But hey ho, and it's that sort of thing. But either way, there's outright conquest now. So this personal achievement has become, let's see, well, it hasn't changed her world. It hasn't changed the world, but it's changed her world. Well, it has changed the world now. It sort of transitioned and moved on and escalated. But what is about to happen? If this is negative, it can be positive in the sense that forewarned is forearmed. That's about as best as it gets, isn't it, really? As we often, death. Of course, this change is the effect of an act of love. All acts of love are pure joy. Die daily. And that's the reaper with the scythe clearing out and making room for something else. There are tombs in the background where things are buried, things are remembered. They're always there in the past. You always remember them, maybe a bad experience with somebody, but it's there just to remind you on that you can spot the signs again if it happens. That's if you're one who can notice patterns and things. But the end is coming for this for some reason. To start afresh, to clear. Yes, there'll be barren land, there'll be emptiness, but it's making way for something else. Often with death in the Lanneman philosophy, as I call it, if death turns up, and it's the Lanneman version of it, if death turns up and you've got a yes or no, if you've got a question that requires a yes or no answer, the answer usually is no. With the tarot, of course, I don't know if that is particularly, it. Some people say, well, death has come, we stop the reading, that's it. But it's just indicating and things are final. So maybe you did achieve to tell somebody to go forth into the distance. And it's just indicating and things are final. So maybe you did achieve to tell somebody to go forth into the distance and stick the fingers where a monkey puts its nuts. Although a monkey doesn't actually put its nuts up its arse anyway, actually. But it's just a saying, isn't it? Okay, we get it. So that the personal achievement where you managed to get rid of them so you could make way and conquer greater things. And you are conquering greater things. You are having an effect. I don't know if it's the eyeshadow or I don't know what it is. If it's the war paint you're doing or if it's the clothing or you've just lost a bit of weight. I don't know what it is. Although some people don't, I mean, I don't like sticking sacks myself. So it's one man's meat is another man's poison. But either way, however you've thought of bettering yourself, if that's what you call it, you've done it and you've had an effect. But it's brought her out already in a relationship or were. And want it, but it's about to end. If that's the case, then this relationship is about to end. To whoever it is you've had an effect on right now. Maybe a personal achievement. I've actually told him to piss off every time he says get down and scrub the floor. And I've done it like a bloody idiot. And he's turned around and said, you haven't scrubbed that floor properly, scrub it again, even though I have done. I've actually had the balls to turn around and say, fuck off. I've scrubbed the floor, now fuck off. I'm not doing it again. Once is sufficient, thank you very much. Well, would you believe it? He can't he can't control you anymore, or he can't coercively or whatever. And it's that sort of thing. He's lost his power. But nevertheless, other people have seen this. Well, she's turned around and told him piss off. After all those bloody, not years, but months of bloody psycho and psycho war or psycho games or whatever, she's actually done it, and she's the winner. And we see the effect her chariot rides on the earth. She's telling everybody else who wants to throw a fist or whatever, she's not going to take it, or whatever it is, throw a frying pan or whatever. Hopefully something slightly less if they can do that. But either way, it's coming. That is ending. All that time. You've proved your point. You proved you're not a pushover, or you're not anymore, and that's ending. Whatever love situation is, what's D thinking of you or whatever, we don't know. That was the other one. But either way, whatever you were doing, whatever they're thinking of you, you'll have an effect on them. We worked out the other one with those others, but this, like I say, I'm tempted to sort of look at it in the Lenormand, as the scythe sort of thing, in the sense in the Lenormand or the death in the Lenormand cards, although they're not tarot cards, these are. But I'm just tempted to think, whatever question's been going through your mind, will it or won't it, does he or doesn't he, is it or isn't it, or am I or aren't I, or whatever the question is that requires this yes or no answer, the answer's no, because it's coming to an end. Yes, it'll leave you but maybe lonely for a bit, or you might feel it's emptiness or whatever, but that's the whole idea of it. It's getting rid of everything that's happened is in those tombs in the background there, in the distance. You can still see them. They're still there to remind you this is what happens if, remember what happened when you, but you can move on. Because the next time anything happens, you'll notice the signs, theoretically, and it'll stop the next one from ending, or it might hasten the next one to end before it gets too bad, where you have to have a personal achievement and you have to prove that, yes, you're not proving anything to anybody else, because everybody else will just tell him fuck off. But you've had to prove to yourself that you can tell him to fuck off. And you're not going to take that shit no more. And then everybody else, well, she told him to fuck off, or she told him to go away kindly, please, and drop dead in the bloody process or something. And everybody else sees that effect, as we said there. And so it's having an effect on others. Other people are seeing that. So whoever thinks they can get in there next and throw a frying pan or a fist or do something to you or just run you down and demoralise you, they might just think of not being attracted to you in the first place. And it kills that off dead. And that's what it is. But the end is nigh. I always say all good things come to an end, which they do, don't they? But always remember that all bad things come to an end as well. And that's the key to it. So whatever it is in love, it opens up something, whatever it is, love, finance, or bloody career, or whatever it is, it opens up something new. And you're getting out. It's ending, thank God. Like, I've got a trouble with the next door neighbour. I put his name on a piece of paper and put it in a jar with 3 nails pointing towards the lead, sealed the lead and shake it up. And he's now as sick as a dog. He's in no fit state to throw anything over my gate or anymore, or throw anything over the gate anymore, or he's in no fit state to come out and scream and wail and harass anymore. He's dying. And that's the thing. We know it's going to end. We don't know when. If I just shake it up a bit there, Luke, he might be dead tomorrow now. But of course, I'm just using that as my method. It does. I don't change the world. I don't kill off Chinese presidents or Russian presidents. That's for the Russian and Chinese people to do. I just kill off whatever it is that's close to me with energy, and that's my personal achievement. Maybe that's my empress or something. So in that example, the effects of that maybe for me if it's for me, may go around the earth, and they might say, "So just be careful you don't cross him." I don't know. But it brings an end for me as well. So I can see what's going on for me and relate it in that sort of terminology, as you could say, and give that as an example for me as well. That would be, you could say that, But in your case, it's what you've done in love and the fact that people see you're not a pushover. And just don't fuck around with her. The last one did, and she put his name in a jar and shook it up with nails in. And so we have to be careful on how we interpret, of course. As if you do such a thing. It's horrible, isn't it? But sometimes things have to be done, don't they? And it's just needs must. But in that particular case, in your particular case, we cast a dark shadow of supernatural truth over these cards that for you, just for now, have spoken. I won't bother clearing them or shuffling them because I can clear them in my own way with the major arcana by putting them in order. I usually go in reverse order, sort of. So you got like 18 and 19, and and 17 there, so we can sort of, get a rough idea and then group them all together, and then. But that's for me to do later, maybe. And just for now. We may just for now quit on that note, and we'll just think that love is the law, isn't it? Just like all change is the effect of an act of love. All acts of love are pure joy, die daily. In that same way, love is the law. Love is the bond. Merry did we meet. Merry do we part. And merry may we meet again, until maybe next time when we go live. We're here to help. If you've missed that help, don't worry. We're back again, no doubt on parade. Farewell for now.